Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. Today is another palette roundup. I have 11 palettes that I wore last month, and I'm going to swatch them, share with you my ranking, and if any of them are going to be decluttered, because there's one that's going to be decluttered. So going through them in the order that I used them last month, I have the Lorac. This is the Love Amor. Unzipped Amor, sorry. They don't have the actual name on here, so it's a little confusing. Then I have the ABH Norvina number 3. This is the mini number 3. I have the Colourpop Best Day Ever Tangled Collaboration. This guy from Estee Lauder, this is the limited edition Trick of the Eyes eyeshadow palette. Then I have Beauty for Certain. This is Playa to Palazzo. This was in my Amor recently. Then there is the Complex Culture. This is, I'm going to call it the party palette because it's cocktail party, dinner party, and surprise party are the 3 rows. And then I have the Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership 12, I want to say. Did I write it down? 11 XI. So with the special shades in here, not reformulated version. Next up we have the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette, an Essence palette of Emily in Paris. And this one is super cute. I gotta show you while we're here. It has a little Eiffel Tower that pops up. Such a cute addition. This Viseart palette that I got, which is the Grand Pro 1X, and it's maybe one of the largest palettes I own now. And then Paco Rabanne. This is the mini palette in Macaroon. Before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me know what palettes you have been using, which ones you feel are not worth it. Let me know which ones you think are worth it as well, if there's anything I should keep my eye out for. Yeah, and let me know what you think of my ranking and declutter. All right, in 11th place, this one was easy. Some of these other choices were not as easy. This is the Beauty for Creation, and this is the Playa to Palazzo palette, and I don't love this palette. This one is actually going to be one that I declutter. The color story is not one that I love. So I said the formulas are okay. Don't love how they look together though. So that was a big problem. Like, I felt like we have these 2 super light palettes, or super light shades here. The one shimmer, which I like the shimmer. They're fine as a formula. I just don't love the way that they are together. So it's just a little light. There's such a stark contrast to the dark, and I felt like these 2 didn't blend so well together. Like, I felt like I needed something else here. Get rid of one of these light shades over here and give me something else to kind of balance it out a little bit more. So this one, yes, this one is being decluttered. I don't think I'm going to do a palette declutter video again. I've kind of run out of enough palettes to do that with, and so I'm just going to be decluttering straight from these, or like a big declutter itself. So yeah, this one is being passed along. Next, in 10th place, is the Norvina mini Pigment Palette Volume 3, and I do love the packaging on this one. I think this is my favorite of the 3 in terms of packaging, and I like the color story too. This one though is kind of intense. So what did I say? I said it's very colorful, use a very light hand, and I could make it work with the light hand, but it was still quite a bit. The glitter shade, not a fan of the glitter shade. I struggling to get it off my finger. So that's this shade right here, and I actually did this one kind of in reverse and put the glitter, kind of segregated it away from other things because it's such a pain. But that is what it looks like. This shimmer right here is very, very light. I don't even know if you can, yeah, you can kind of see it up close. It's a mood. That's what I wrote down. I was like, it's a mood. And there are certain times when I feel like, yeah, I would wear this. I like the pinks obviously better than the blues, but I could make it work. So I'm going to keep it for now. But yeah, I really hate that glitter shade there down at the bottom. It doesn't look too bad, but it is one that's going to cling, and I don't like to use those anywhere near my eye because I do not want to injure my eyes in any way. So yeah, that is what it looks like, and that's why it's in 10th place. That glitter shade, kind of cinched it. So in ninth place, I put my Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. When we're talking anything from like, my number one and my least favorite were easy to choose this month. The rest of them I felt were kind of like wobbly. You could kind of rearrange them and they would still be in a probably pretty good order. So this could be, you know, one lower and Norvina could be one higher, but it was hard to rank them this month, I felt. So this is what it looks like. We have some crazy shades in here and they're a little patchy. Like if you look at them when they are up close, you'll see like the pink and the blue, they didn't swatch all that well. The shimmers worked better than the mattes in terms of swatching. Said I hate the blues. They moved around. I felt like it didn't stay, so like it kind of muddied and like they would transfer up as I was trying to like work with them and keep them contained. They did not want to be contained, and maybe that was the brush I was using, but I was struggling using this palette. The mattes are better. I liked the pinks and the orange, but overall not my favorite type of a palette, not my favorite palette. Am I going to keep it? Yes, because I am keeping all my favorite palettes. I have not found any to declutter yet, and like there's a couple that are on like the cusp of something I could declutter, but I'm going to save them just so that I have my collection of them. And because at one point I was really in love with and tried to collect all of her palettes, and that stopped. So yeah, not the best Huda palette, not high in the rankings, which they usually are higher. I realized I don't think I showed you the inside. So this is what the inside looks like. You have 3 shimmers and the rest are all mattes. So yeah, that's the palette. I already took off the swatches, but it's an interesting color story for sure. Definitely one trying to just use this was really hard. I think it's better as an accent, especially with those shimmers. I would use the shimmers as an accent, but maybe not some of the other ones. Next up, we have my 35 pan palette. 35 pans. Viseart. I'm going to swatch all of these. I'm going to swatch some of the ones that I used, because there are some that I haven't used, and that way I can kind of keep track. And I'm planning to keep this, and I'm going to use it with some of my single shadows. I feel like this might be a good fall palette, and then just bring some single shadows and play with those for the fall. But I will swatch some of them, but I'm not going to swatch all 35 because that's a lot, and I haven't tried a lot of these. Okay, so some of the ones that I swatched in this first row, these ones right here, I swatched this white, this kind of tanny shade, and then this dark. So those are the first 3. Then I swatched this shade right here, which is once again very light. That's right underneath that brown. Very hard to see. You can see there's a hint of a peach. That's the shade right here. That's that bottom one in that first row. And the second row, we continue on with this line. So we have these 2 shades right here, the hot pink and the one right next to the hot pink. That's right above it. And then in the next row, we have these 2 shades, and then this one and this one. So those are the 10 shades that I worked with this. Now, this is an all matte palette. That is part of the reason why it is low down, because I love shimmer. I know I have an all matte look on today. Don't love it. Wish I had some shimmer on for sure. So what did I say? I said the colors can muddy a bit, and they're so similar. Like it's kind of muddy on the eyes. They're not my favorite type of shades for sure. The all mattes, boring, underlined, but they blend out well in the end. But yeah, a couple of the looks I had, I was like, oh, this is just kind of a muddy brown on my eye. And then I put some shimmer on. The next palette you're going to see is some of the shimmers that I used with it, but I don't hate it. I don't love it. I want to give it some more time, because obviously I just barely touched the surface of this palette, but this was definitely one I got in my Beautylish lucky bag. This was not the most exciting palette for me. I was hoping for the Dennis and Myricks or a Natasha Denona palette, and I got this one, which I know other people were really excited about, but I just don't love Viseart. This one's super simple. It is the Rabanne palette, and it's just a duo. I said it was nice enough. I liked the green. It looked better on the eyes. I liked that pop, but the pink didn't have that same pop to me. It was a little bit more subdued. As you can see, even here, like, you get the shimmer more from the green than the pink. The pink is just, it's a slightly different formula, I guess. And yeah, so I like it. Would I buy more of these? Not necessarily. I got the one that I was most curious about when they were 50% off. And yeah, I like it well enough. That's what it looks like inside. But, you know, it was good to use with the Viseart because it gave me some pops of shimmer. Moving on, we have the Estee Lauder palette. This one is just a plain 6-pan. I quite liked this palette, and it just kind of was default of trying to shuffle things around to figure out where I wanted to put this. So what did I say? I said decent overall. The mattes are pigmented. The shimmers were a bit meh, but overall a pretty nice palette. You can see, like, there's the shimmer. Like, yeah, they're not the most shimmery shimmers, but the mattes are really nice, especially like that top matte right here. That one is a really pretty shade. So I had fun with it. I think it's a good one. Definitely a good, like, work type of a palette. So it is saying for sure. Liked it better than some of the ones I tried last month. 5th place might be a bit shocking. It's my Pat McGrath Mothership 11. And this is the Sunlight Seduction. There's too many names. It's good. I had a little irritation with a couple of the special shades. So I didn't actually use these two on the end, but I did use these two, and I was having some eye irritation those days that I was wearing those. So I probably will skip those, but the shimmers in here, there are 3 shimmers here, here, and here. They are beautiful. I actually really want to try this one. This is different than all of the other ones, I feel. And the gold I haven't tried because I was worried about it after having some irritation with those 2 pinky purples. But here we go. Love the mattes. Oh, she has some really good mattes. I love the shimmers, like I said. So I like the color story. The shimmers are great. Mattes are so nice. Caused irritation. There was some fallout from the special shades. So maybe I need to use like a different, like, wet them maybe. I don't usually wet my shadows. Or maybe I need a glitter glue for them. I don't know, but very beautiful. Especially like, oh, those mattes are so nice. So actually, if we just did a 6-pan and we cut off these, I would still really like this palette. But because we have these, it went down just a little bit. Ooh, there you go. So yeah, 5th place, a little surprising, especially for the one that's going to be coming up next. Big shock. In 4th place, we have an Essence palette. I was not expecting this, but this is the Emily in Paris palette. It's cute. I mean, I love the little Eiffel Tower on it. I thought that was a nice touch. The way that the shadows are laid out is nice too. Yeah, I kept this because I didn't want the Eiffel Tower to get dirty. So that's what it looks like. Put it next to me so you can see the shades. And there's some nice shades in here. I like the mattes. Like, the mattes worked pretty well. And the shimmers, there's so many shimmers that it worked out that I could mix this with my Viseart palette. So I said pretty overall, nice shimmers. The mattes work well. They can fade a little bit, but overall I thought it was a nice little palette, and I think part of the surprise was the reason why it ranked higher. But like I said, there's a lot of wiggle room in here. Like, this one could have moved up one, it could have moved down one. I feel like above, like, there's a few palettes in here that had a lot of wiggle room, and this would be one, Pat would be one. It took me a little bit to try to, like, decide, and I'm not even sure right now if I feel like this is better than the Pat, but I had more fun with it, I feel. All right, in 3rd place, we have the Colourpop Best Day Ever. This, again, could be down or up somewhere within this as well. I really like this, but it does have 2 glitter shades, and I just had to try to get glitter off of my fingers. That's these 2 shades here. I don't like those 2 shades. And I think I switched them in my swatches because I was trying to do them last, because they will get everywhere, and I didn't want to contaminate other shades after I swatched. So here we go. We have some nice light shades in here. I love the packaging. Like, look at how cute in the boat. There are some pretty light shades in here, but I felt like I could build them up okay. So I said very pretty, 2 glitter shades, boo. Those are those 2 there that are very prominent. The shimmers are pretty, the mattes are decent. Is it the best palette ever? No. Is it a very specific color story? Yeah, I feel like it's a specific color story, but I had fun with the shimmers. I didn't feel self-conscious in wearing it, so that was a big plus. And plus it's Disney, and one of my all-time favorite Disney movies and Disney princesses, so I am glad that I went with it. But if you're not a big Disney fan, I don't think you need it in your collection. In second place, we have the Complex Culture. This I'm calling the party palette because it's dinner party, cocktail party, and surprise party. So you have lots of colors in here, lots of shimmers. You have 4 shimmers and 5 mattes, and I feel like they did a really nice job with this. Complex Culture had some nice stuff. I'm really sad that Ipsy kind of like let it go, because I feel like this was a better thing than some of the other things they've tried. Is refreshment still a thing? I don't even know. So here we go. We have 9 shades altogether. Some really nice shimmers in there. The shimmers are beautiful. The mattes blend well. Pretty, but lots of fallout. So that is one thing to be aware of. There is fallout. You can, I'm not the type of person who does my eyes first. Probably should practice doing that, but that's just not me. But I really enjoyed this palette, and it was a good one, so I'm happy to have it. I like this one better than the other Complex Culture I had. I feel like I might have decluttered that one, but yeah, this one I think was the original one, and there's just something about it that's really nice. We have made it to the final palette. It is the Lorac Amor palette. This is one of their Unzipped palettes. I really liked the Unzipped palette back in the day, and when I saw that they had another one at Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, I was like, oh, I'm going to get that one and try it. And obviously I really enjoyed it because it is my #1 palette. So I said, really like this, love the colors, mattes blend well, shimmers are very pretty. And yeah, even swatching it, I was like, oh, I just want to play in it some more. It is so pretty. So here we go. We have all of the shades there. Just some really pretty, they catch the light really well. Really impressed and really happy to have this palette. If they do any more Unzipped palettes, I'll probably pick them up. I like this formula better than like their Pro formula. This is a little different. I feel like the shimmers are way better in the Unzipped. The mattes are a little bit more similar, but it's still a really nice palette. So that is it. Those are the 11 palettes that I wore last month. I will be decluttering the 1, so 10 of these will go into my collection, and Viseart is going to be revisited because I barely scratched the surface of that one because it's just so big. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes, if you have any of these palettes, your thoughts and opinions down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.